Hello, Mandela, and welcome to your first Talk for Writing lesson of the week. Today, we're going to be writing out our text map. What are our everyday writing skills? I would like you to pause the video and write down what you think we need to include in our writing. And this will be our success criteria for today's lesson. Pause your video and write down what you need to include in your writing today. Check your everyday writing skills success criteria against my expectations. Are there any you have missed? If so, please add them to your list. So let's have a look. You need your neatest cursive handwriting. Punctuation needs to be used in the correct places. Capital letters put in the correct places. Read back through your work to ensure it makes sense. Take your time to really think about what you are writing. Don't rush. Let's read through our text map together. Make sure you include the actions, as this will help to remind you of each part.
What changes happened from the Stone Age to the Iron Age? Have you ever wondered what life was like in Britain for the earliest humans? Read on to find out about the changes that happened in the prehistory of Britain. Timeline. Stone Age. In the early Stone Age, people were hunters and they found their food by roaming from place to place in different seasons. In the late Stone Age, the way people lived changed a lot because they began to settle into farming villages instead of moving from place to place. People started to look after animals and grow their own crops. Bronze Age. When people discovered how to get metals out of rocks, a metal called bronze replaced stone as the best material for making tools. People were therefore able to build better farming equipment and also began to make bronze weapons and jewellery. When people died, they were buried with their most important possessions. Iron Age. In the Iron Age, a metal called iron replaced bronze as the main material for making tools and weapons. People lived in tribes and were often at war with each other. As a result of all the wars, Iron Age people began to protect themselves by settling in hill forts, which were groups of round houses and farming land protected by stone walls. This period of history ended when the Romans invaded Britain in AD 43.
Before you begin writing out the text map, I'm going to model writing part of it for you so that you can see what yours should look like. So the first thing I've done is written the date in my book. I'm going to start to write our explanation text now. And the first thing I need to do is to write the title or the heading. The heading for our explanation text is what changes happened from the Stone Age to the Iron Age. So I'm going to write that at the beginning. Remember, the Stone Age is the name of a period of history. So it's important that we remember our capital letters for that. And we need to remember our capital letters for the Iron Age as well. We're asking a question. So what do we need to have at the end of this? We need to have a question mark. So our explanation text is all about the changes that happened from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age. Pause the video and write your heading or the title of your explanation text. Now we need our introduction paragraph. Our introductory paragraph tells us what we're going to be reading about. Have you ever wondered what life was like in Britain for the earliest humans? Read on to find out about the changes that happened in the pre-history of Britain. So I'm going to leave a line before I start to write that. Have you ever wondered what life was like in Britain for the earliest humans? I need a question mark because that's asking a question. Read on to find out about the changes that happened in the prehistory of Britain. Now you need to pause your video and write your introduction. In an explanation text, we will have diagrams or drawings. In this explanation text, the first drawing or diagram that we have is a timeline. So I'm going to write the word timeline in the middle of my line and I'm going to underline it. Then in this space here, I'm going to draw a timeline to help my reader. So now I'm going to draw my timeline and I'm going to write pre-history here. And history over here. Then I'm going to write in the different ages, starting with the Stone Age. Then the the Bronze Age. Oh, let me just move the camera so you can see. Then the Iron Age. Then the Romans. And then the Saxons. It is a timeline, so I need to use a ruler to draw a line. Then I'm going to add some dates. First date that I'm going to add is 500,000. Then 200. Then 700. Then 43, and then 410. And on my timeline, I need to have little markers going to these so that we can see where they fit on our timeline. Pause your video and draw your timeline for me. Then I need to write my next paragraph. My next paragraph needs a heading, a subheading, and my subheading is the Stone Age, because we need to remember to write in chronological order. I need to underline this. And I'm going to start to write my paragraph about the Stone Age. So in the early Stone Age, people were hunters and they found food by roaming from place to place in different seasons. So I'm going to start to write that, remembering my checklist. In the early Stone Age, people were hunters. And they found food by roaming from place to place in different seasons. I need to remember my full stop at the end of the sentence. So this is what you are aiming for in your book. Pause your video and write your paragraph about the Stone Age. Now you need to continue writing your explanation text. You need to write a section about the Bronze Age and the Iron Age. You need to use your everyday writing skills success criteria to write out the whole of the text map. Remember to take a picture of your work and upload it onto Tapestry.